So, hello everyone, good evening to all. Just confirm me once that my voice is audible in the chat box so that we can start our discussion. So, yes, just confirm me once that my voice is audible. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. So, let's start our discussion on this important subject, on this important topic, that is GST compliances handling. Okay. So, sir, first I am going to share with you certain rules for this specific webinar on GST compliances handling, and also one more request from my side that if possible, then please share this particular webinar link with other professional friends so that they can also take the advantage of this knowledge enhancement session. Okay. So, as we all know that there are lots of compliances in GST, and the point is that how we can efficiently handle that particular compliances. Okay, because compliances तो जीएसटी में खूब सारी है, नंबर ऑफ compliances आर देयर, एक कंप्लीट करने जाऊं तो दूसरी छूट जाती है, बट द पॉइंट इज दैट हाउ वी कैन मैनेज द compliances effectively so that we can manage our client. Okay, the main motive, the basic purpose, the end purpose is that I need to maintain my client. Okay, so for that purpose I need to maintain the compliances in a very effective way, in a very effective mode. Okay, now, sir, so the mode of communication of this session will be Hindi and English. Both will use maximum terms in English language. There may be certain examples which will be in Hindi language. Okay. I request everyone to join our YouTube platform only. Okay. And also, I just request everyone that if you have any query, any question, any doubt, any point related to this session, then please ask the question immediately in the chat box, which will be available over that YouTube live. Okay, so you may ask the question, you may raise your queries in the chat box. We'll take your query, we'll take your question immediately. There is no any Q&A session at the end of the session. Okay, so Q&A will be in between the sessions so that our session will be more interactive. Okay, also just try to keep one paper and pen with you so that if you found any important point, in that case you may prepare the notes of that. Okay, now the point is that जब मैं बात करता हूं कि साहब compliances under GST. Okay, so the first one, and also one more thing from my side. Okay, on this Sunday I'm not going to take your much more time. We'll conclude the session in next 40 minutes. Okay, so every Sunday we have one training module or one learning module. In that particular Sunday session we are just going to conclude the session, we are just going to complete the session in 40 to 45 minutes. Okay, all the concepts will cover in 40 to 45 minutes so that you can also enjoy your Sunday with the learning. Okay, now, sir, अगर मैं बात करूं compliances under GST, in that case the first and foremost point which will be there in my mind is that to file GSTR 3B return and GSTR 1 return. Okay, क्या मेरी कंप्लाइंसेस जीएसटीआर 3B रिटर्न और जीएसटीआर 1 रिटर्न तक ही लिमिटेड है क्या? दीज आर द कंप्लाइंसेस। और अगर मैं किसी से पूछूंगा तो ज्यादा से ज्यादा बोल देगा सर आई नीड टू फाइल GSTR 9 एंड 9C रिटर्न। ओके, So maybe the compliances will be GSTR 9 and 9C return. Okay. So मैं नंबर ऑफ कंप्लायंसेस की बात करूं, इन दैट केस आई हैव जीएसटीआर 3B, आई हैव जीएसटीआर 1, जीएसटीआर 9 एंड जीएसटीआर 9C अंडर जीएसटी. हमारे दिमाग में एक बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट चलता है कि ओनली दीज आर द कंप्लायंसेस अंडर जीएसटी. ओके. In this session, in this particular webinar, we are going to discuss on multiple compliances which is there in under GST, and we need to be very much careful for that particular compliances, because while doing the business audit, while doing the departmental audit, while handling various litigations, departmental authority will check multiple compliances. Okay, so this is the most important thing, this is the most important concept. Now let's start our discussion on this particular PDF file. Okay, we'll also share with you this particular PDF file post session. Most probably you will receive this PDF file by tomorrow. Okay, because today is Sunday, so you will receive it by tomorrow Monday morning over your registered mail ID. Okay, so and every Sunday we have a particular webinar, free webinar sharp at 5 p.m. Okay, so please make your schedule free for 5 p.m. 5 to 5:45 we have a webinar on each and every Sunday. For registration, every Sunday you will receive the link. Okay, now लिस्ट ऑफ एग्जिस्टिंग कंप्लायंसेस अंडर जीएसटी. सर मुझे पहले ये तो पता हो कि एग्जिस्टिंग कंप्लायंसेस कौन सी मेरी है. ओके, सो फर्स्ट विल डिस्कस अबाउट द कंप्लायंसेस व्हिच इज देयर अंडर जीएसटी, एंड देन आफ्टर we'll discuss on the techniques to handle the compliances in a very effective and in a very efficient way. The first focus will be on the number of compliances, on the object of the compliances, and then after we'll discuss on the handling techniques. Okay, so the first compliances, so we have divided the compliances into two parts. One is my regular compliances and another is my one time compliances. Okay, so first we'll discuss on the regular compliances which is there in GST. Okay, so my first compliance is to file my GSTR 1 and GSTR 3B return. Okay, sir, I am filing my GSTR 1 return to show the sales. Okay, in my GSTR 1 return I am going to put the invoice voice details of my sales in the GSTR 1 return. So this GSTR 1 return is completely, this GSTR 1 return is completely based on the invoices, or I'm going to provide the invoices in that particular GSTR 1 return related to my sales. Okay, next my GSTR 3B return. In that particular return, this is a summarized return, this is the tax payment return. In this particular return I am going to show my sales and my purchases, and after adjusting the output supply with inward supply, I will pay the balance tax in cash. Okay, so I am just briefly explain you the returns and the object of that particular return. Okay, so this GSTR 3B return, we can say this is the Kuber. Okay, why this is this return is like a Kuber? Because through this particular return, government is going to receive the revenue. When you will file the GSTR 3B return, government will receive the revenue. So जब भी आप ऑडिट करो, इनकम टैक्स के ऑडिट करो, एट दैट टाइम यू जस्ट नीड टू मैच the turnover of books of accounts with the sales of GSTR 3B. Okay, we just need to match the sales from the GSTR 3B return. Next, my CMP 08. Sir, as we all know, there are total 2 schemes are there. मैं इस पे ज्यादा फोकस नहीं दे रहा हूं. विल गिव मोर टाइम टू द टेक्निक्स टू हैंडल द जीएसटी कंप्लायंसेस, बट बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट मेरे क्लियर होने चाहिए, बिकॉज कई सारे लोग ऐसे भी होंगे जिनको बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट का नॉलेज नहीं है. सो फॉर दैट स्पेसिफिक पर्पस विल डिस्कस ऑन द बेसिक पर्पस एज वेल. ओके, नाउ now, there are total 2 schemes there under GST. One is my regular scheme, another is my CMP. In my regular scheme, I will be eligible to claim the input tax credit, but in case if I have opted for the composition scheme, then there is no requirement to pay the output tax at a higher rate. Okay, at a normal rate. I just need to pay the output tax at a concessional rate. Okay, and in that particular situation, I will not be eligible to claim the input tax credit. In that case, I have to file one quarterly return, that is my GST CMP 08, and through this GST CMP 08 return, I am going to pay the tax to the government at a concessional rate. Okay, GSTR 9 and 9C return is my annual compliances. If my turnover is more than 2 crore rupees, in that case there is requirement to file the GSTR 9 return, and if my turnover is above 5 crore rupees, in that case I need to file the GSTR 9C return. Okay, so 9 and 9C is my annual compliances. Okay, and in that particular annual compliances, I need to submit the details related to my annual reconciliations, related to my sales, related to my purchase, related to my expenditure. All those things will be part of your GSTR 9 and 9C. Sir, TDS and TCS credit returns. As we all know, if the client, if the taxpayer is dealing in the through the e-commerce operator platform, okay, in that case, e-commerce operator platform will deduct the TCS, okay, or the same will be reflected in the GST and common portal of the taxpayer. So to claim the input of that TCS, to claim that particular TCS credit in my electronic cash ledger, there is requirement that I need to सबमिट वन टीसीएस रिटर्न ओवर द गवर्नमेंट पोर्टल. मुझे गवर्नमेंट पोर्टल पर एक टीसीएस का रिटर्न जो है फाइल करना पड़ेगा. एंड इफ आई एम डूइंग एनी वर्क फॉर द गवर्नमेंटल अथॉरिटी, गवर्नमेंटल एजेंसी, okay, any local authority, in that case, if the contract value is more than 2.5 lakh rupees, in that case they will also deduct the TDS, and to claim that TDS I need to file the TCS TDS credit return over GSTN common portal. This point is related to my compliances, but always keep one thing in your mind: whatever will be the taxable value for your TCS credit and for your TDS credit, which the same as filed by your deductor, you just need to keep in your mind that same income you need to meet, you need to book in your books of accounts. Okay, there should be no any difference between the income booked by you and the amount on which the TDS TCS deducted by your counterparty. Okay, if there will be any differences, in that case litigation will be there. Okay, so केवल हम लोगों को compliances ही follow नहीं करनी है. I just need to know the reason of that particular compliances, and I also need to focus that how I can make that compliances very easily, and what are the things I need to keep in our mind. Okay, बिकॉज अगर कोई लिटिगेशन हो गया और एट द टाइम ऑफ लिटिगेशन डिपार्टमेंटल अथॉरिटी हैज रेज्ड एनी डिमांड ऑन अकाउंट ऑफ द मिस्टेक्स, इन दैट केस क्लाइंट तो सीधा आपको ही बोलेगा, सर आप रेगुलर रिटर्न फाइल कर रहे थे, आपने क्या पहले ध्यान नहीं दिया क्या? ये चीजें तो आप भी निकाल सकते थे. यू आर फाइलिंग अवर रिटर्न फ्रॉम लास्ट 10 to 15 years or 5 year or 3 year or 2 year. So to save ourselves, we just need to keep these things in our mind. So GSTR 3B is my regular task, GSTR 1 is my regular task, annual basis पे GSTR 9 and 9C is my regular task, TDS TCS credit is my regular task. When you will file the GSTR 3B return for paying the tax to the government, in that case just keep in your mind that the input tax credit as per the books of accounts, that means as per the software accounts generated report, and the input tax credit which you are going to claim in GSTR 3B return should tally with the input tax credit which is reflected in your GSTR 2B return. That means conclusively I can say the 3B versus 2B should be matched, and on monthly basis you need to reconcile this particular input tax credit from GSTR 3B with GSTR 2B. Now, what is the importance of this? So we have one specific question, and through that particular question, through that example, we'll try to discuss that particular situation, that if there will be any difference in between GSTR 3B and 2B, in that case, what will be the scenario? Okay. Yesterday also we have one webinar, and in that particular webinar we have covered this specific point, but again today we'll discuss on that as well. Okay, because this is the most important point. और जब आप इसका इम्पैक्ट जानेंगे ना, बिकॉज कोई भी चीज मुझे करनी है, मैं तब तक वो इफेक्टिवली नहीं कर पाऊंगा जब तक मुझे उसका इम्पैक्ट पता नहीं है. ओके, सो इन दिस पर्टिकुलर सेशन विल आल्सो डिस्कस ऑन द इम्पैक्ट एनालिसिस. नेक्स्ट, reconciliations between the GSTR 3B return and GSTR 1 return. Okay, so this 3B and 1 का reconciliation, this 3B and 1 का reconciliation is for one specific purpose. Okay, to check my output liability, because in my GSTR 1 return I am going to declare my output liability that for this particular month I have made this particular amount of sales to this particular party, And also, if there will be any sales return, if there will be any export, I am going to show the same in my GSTR1 return. Okay. So when I am going to put all those things in my GSTR1 return related to my outward liability, I just need to compare the same with the GSTR3B outward liability. Okay. And if your client is eligible for the refund application, sir, what type of refunds are there? So there may be refund on account of inverted duty structure where the output tax is less than the input tax credit ka rate. Okay. Second, refund may be related to the export without payment of the tax on account of accumulated input tax credit. Okay. These are the two celebrity in GST on account of refund. Okay. So this is also my regular compliances. When I am going to file the refund, I need to take care of that as well. That भैया मेरे client के refund के 3 महीने हो गए. Now I need to file the refund as well. Yes, Sarvanji will discuss on that importance as well. And table number 4 will discuss not an issue. Although we have a specific table on that, we have a specific short video on GSTR3B. We'll share with you the link as well so that it will be more useful for you. Now we'll discuss on the compliances. And from that compliances perspective, सर अभी तो मैं आपको केवल रिटर्न्स बता रहा हूं, थोड़ा सा थांबा. विल डिस्कस ऑन मल्टीपल क्वेश्चंस. ओके, वी हैव अराउंड 8 to 10 क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम compliances perspective, so that when we'll discuss on that you will find out that this is very much important for us. Okay, so we'll definitely discuss on that. We have multiple questions, and through that questions we'll discuss on that, so stay connected with me. So types of regular compliances in GST is my GSTR3B return, GSTR1 return, CMP08, GSTR9, 9C, TDS, TCS credit, reconciliation of output and input, and the filing of the refund application. These are the regular compliances under GST. पहले मैं ये जान लूं कि कौन कौन सी compliances है GST में, और जैसे ही मुझे ये पता चल जाएगा these are the mandatory compliances under GST, in that case it will be very easy for me to understand the implication of that particular compliances. Okay, so that I can easily handle the same. Now there are maybe certain compliances which is one time. Okay, जो मुझे रेगुलर करने की जरूरत नहीं है, बट इफ देयर विल बी एन ओकेजनल सिचुएशन और इफ देयर विल बी एनी स्पेशल इवेंट, इन दैट केस आई हैव टू फॉलो दैट पर्टिकुलर कंप्लायंस. ओके, सो कुछ स्पेशल सिचुएशन में मुझे वो कंप्लायंस को फॉलो करना है, रेगुलर सिचुएशन में देयर इज नो रिक्वायरमेंट टू फॉलो दैट पर्टिकुलर कंप्लायंसेस. Principal place and business and additional place of business. We all know that if there is any change in my principal place of business and additional place of business, within 30 days I need to provide the details to the governmental authority through the GST and common portal. Okay, now if your client has changed the principal place of business, in that case just guide your client that if there will be any change in your principal place of business or additional place of business, just provide the details to us. Okay, and as while filing the application for amendment, there is requirement of two documents. One is related to the ownership proof, and second is related to rent agreement if the premises is rented. If the premises is taken over consent, in that case consent letter plus ownership proof. And if the premises is owned, in that case ownership proof के two documents हो सकते हैं, registry की copy and electricity bill. Okay, so whenever there will be any change in additional place of business or principal place of business or addition in the additional place of business, then the same should be provided to the GST and common portal by filing the amendment. If there will be any amendment in the mobile number, mail ID, any amendment in the director, any amendment in the direct partners, any amendment in the bank account related details, कई बार हम इन छोटी छोटी चीजों को skip कर जाते हैं. But you know very well that there is a journal penalty in GST that is 25,000 rupees अगर आप ये कुछ भी इंटीमेट करने में फेल हो जाते हो गवर्नमेंट को within 30 days. And government will take this particular amount of penalty while business audit, while departmental audit. In multiple cases, department has imposed that specific penalty. So we need to be very much careful from that perspective. हम जो ये संडे एवरी संडे की फ्री वेबिनार रख रहे हैं, the purpose of these webinar is only that through this particular webinar we'll discuss on very छोटे छोटे टॉपिक्स. बहुत हम लोग छोटे छोटे स्मॉल टॉपिक्स पर डिस्कस करते हैं. Very soon we are going to start our discussion on a specific section. Okay, we'll discuss on each and every section in a detailed manner on every Sunday. Okay, so उससे होगा क्या, उस 40 से 45 मिनट के क्रक्स हमारे पास में आ जाएंगे और 40 to 45 मिनट्स में जो भी हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे दैट विल प्ले अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल इन अवर डे टू डे प्रैक्टिस. ओके, वही अगर मैं 2 घंटे के सेशन में आपको बताऊंगा, इन दैट केस दिस विल बी क्वाइट डिफिकल्ट फॉर यू टू गेन complete things. Okay, so we'll try to discuss in 40 to 45 minutes only. Filing of the final return under GST. सर मैंने जीएसटी नंबर सरेंडर कर दिए. आफ्टर दैट ऑर्डर ऑफ कैंसिलेशन आई नीड टू फाइल द फाइनल रिटर्न ओवर जीएसटी एंड कॉमन पोर्टल. And if I will not file that final return within the specified timeline, in that case there may be a penalty of 10,000 rupees, late fees of 10,000 rupees. Okay, so be careful for that. कई बार क्या होता है, ऑर्डर ऑफ कैंसिलेशन आने के बाद हम उसे भूल जाते हैं, हम उसे स्किप कर देते हैं. इन दैट स्पेसिफिक सिचुएशन गवर्नमेंटल अथॉरिटी में डिमांड दिस पर्टिकुलर अमाउंट ऑफ लेट फीस. सर various notices, as we all know that GST ASMT scrutiny related notices are issued over GST and common portal. Okay, and they are not providing you any information over your registered mail ID. You just need to check the user services under additional information. Okay, additional notices, view additional notices. When you will check that particular link, at that time you will find out the various notices issued by the department on account of GST ASMT 10. And in case of that GST ASMT 10, you need to provide the reply within 30 days. और अगर आप 30 days में reply provide नहीं करवाते हो, in that case this is the authority of the departmental officer. They may initiate the proceeding under section number 73 74 as per the data available with them. So कितना खतरनाक और क्रूशियल प्रोविजन है. अगर मैं रेगुलर उसे चेक नहीं करूं, इन दैट केस वो नोटिस में वो अपने अकॉर्डिंग डिसीजन पास कर देंगे. ओके, सो वी नीड टू बी वेरी मच केयरफुल इन दिस पर्टिकुलर एस्पेक्ट. और do one thing, suppose I have 500 clients of GST, then this is not possible for me to check every month that particular user services. I may guide my client regarding that particular thing. I just need to record one short video, or I may provide one detail by screen recording कि भैया आपको यहाँ पर जाकर के चेक करना है. You just need to check it in every 15 days, every 20 days, every 25 days, so that we have a margin of 5 days to provide the reply, at least margin of 5 days. Filing of LUT. If your customer is dealing with the export, in that case there is requirement that we need to file the LUT in beginning of the financial year. So just keep in your mind, because if you have no LOT, then you will not be eligible to make the export without payment of the tax. And the appeal filing. Okay, we have one specific short video on appeal filing over this YouTube channel as well. Okay, you may check that same. So this is also a one-time task. अगर कोई litigation हो गया, उस situation में there is requirement to file the appeal. So these are the basic compliances under GST. Certain compliances are from regular perspective and certain compliances are from one-time perspective. Okay, so the compliances are okay for everyone. Just confirm me once in the chat box. Okay, I'm just expecting reply from each and everyone. You just need to confirm me once in the chat box about the various compliances वाले part आपके लिए okay है क्या sir? जो कुछ लोग मेरे साथ जूम पे भी जुड़ गए हैं, आई रिक्वेस्ट देम दैट प्लीज पुट योर आंसर इन द चैट बॉक्स. यस सर, विकास जी, इज दैट ओके? राजा गोपाल जी, राजशेखर जी, and everyone who are available over YouTube platform, then please at least here provide your reply in the chat box so that the session will be interactive. Okay, now I have one next question that I need to go for the monthly return filing or the QRMP scheme, that is quarterly return and monthly payment. Okay, so this is basically question for you, that what is your opinion in this particular aspect, that we need to go for the monthly return filing or for the quarterly return filing? Whatever will be your opinion, just provide the same in the chat box. So if you will go for that QRMP scheme, okay, if you will go for that QRMP scheme, in that case there is one basic issue. While opting that QRMP scheme, you need to file the GSTR 3B return on quarterly basis. Okay, so in that particular situation, GSTR 3B return will be on quarterly basis. Now But point is that GSTR1 return on IFF facility, invoice furnishing facility, I have to file, or I have to save the data on monthly basis. Okay, when I will save the data on monthly basis, only and only in that particular situation my buyer will claim the input tax credit. Okay, so there is a requirement that I need to save the data over GST in common portal, and also there is one more requirement that I need to ready one calculation about the tax payment. Okay, because I need to make certain percentage of tax on monthly basis as well. और अगर मेरी उस कैलकुलेशन में कुछ गड़बड़ हो गया, in that case government will impose certain amount of interest on me as well. So देखा जाए, I need to calculate my liability on monthly basis, I need to pay the same on monthly basis certain percentage, and final calculation will be on an quarterly basis. I need to save my GSTR1 return over monthly basis. Okay, so in that case compliances तो मुझे सारी की सारी follow करनी है. So why I cannot go with the monthly return filing? So if your turnover is below 5 crore rupees, in that case also, as per my opinion, you should go for the quarterly return and monthly filing. No. Okay, big no for this. You just need to go for regular scheme. You need to go for the monthly returns. You need to file the returns over monthly basis so that your compliances will be in perfect way. और जब आप अपने फीस का बिल बनाओगे ना, तो आप क्लाइंट को भी बोल सकते हो, सर आई हैव फाइल्ड योर रिटर्न ऑन मंथली बेसिस, वरना वो क्या बोलेगा कि सर आपने तो क्वार्टरली रिटर्न फाइल किया था, यू हैव ऑप्टेड फॉर द क्वार्टरली स्कीम. Okay, so this is also one perspective for our fees as well, and the second perspective is that our efforts is same in both the situation. Also, there may be chances of very huge efforts in case of QRMP scheme. So when you want to compliance is a easy way, so select the monthly option for your each and every client, so that this is very much clear for you as well. Next, whether cross verification of GSTR1 sales at the time of GSTR3B is required or not. Filing date. For filing the GSTR1 return is my 11th of April. Okay, and I need to file the GSTR3B return on 20th of April. I'm just taking the example for March month. Okay, so now in this specific situation, the GSTR1 filing date is 11th of April and the 3B filing date is 20th April. So I have already filed my GSTR1 return. Okay, so now when I will file my GSTR3B return, just confirm that the sales of GSTR1 should reconcile with the sales of GSTR3B. Okay, so that there will be very less chances for the scrutiny, because the scrutiny related notices are completely generated from the system, and system will take your case for the scrutiny through the analysis of your various reconciliation. That means GSTR3B, 2B, GSTR1, RCM reconciliations. Okay, so we just need to keep in our mind one thing, that when I will file my GSTR3B return, I just need to compare my outward supply with the GSTR1 return, and that should be match. Okay, now just take one example. आपने GSTR1 11th of April को फाइल कर दिया, you have filed the GSTR1 return on 11th of April. On 15th of April client आता है, client बोलता है, sir there is one more sales, but I have not reported the same in GSTR1 return, and the sales amount is 10 lakh rupees, the taxable value is 10 lakh rupees, and the GST wala figure is 1,80,000 rupees. So can we report the same in GSTR3B return? तो मेरे GSTR3B और 1 में 10 लाख रुपीस का डिफरेंस आ जाएगा. एज पर माय ओपिनियन, you should not report this particular sales in your GSTR3B return. Report it in the next month when you will file the April month GSTR1 return on 11th of May. Okay, in that case you need to report the sales with March date, and at that time you need to pay the tax in GSTR3B return. Okay, in this specific situation I agree that you need to pay the interest. ओके आपको इंटरेस्ट का पेमेंट करना पड़ेगा, बट यू नीड टू सजेस्ट योर क्लाइंट के सर अगर आप इसको ऊपर नीचे शो करते हो, और इफ देयर विल बी एनी डिफरेंस इन योर GSTR3B एंड GSTR1 रिटर्न, इन दैट केस देयर विल बी वेरी हाई चांसेस फॉर स्क्रूटनी फॉर असेसमेंट. ओके, So to save yourself from litigation, you just need to pay the interest on this particular amount. यही सोचो ये आपके बिजनेस की कॉस्ट है. This is a cost of your business. You just need to think about that. I am right? Are you agree with this? So if there will be any difference, if there will be any addition at the time of filing the GSTR 3B return, which were not mentioned in GSTR 1 return, in that case, try to provide that particular detail in next month. Now, what is the importance of reconciliation of input tax credit with GSTR to be written? अभी अभी अपने से श्रवण जी ने पूछा था, सर प्लीज प्रोवाइड द इंपॉर्टेंस एज वेल फॉर द रिकंसिलिएशन बिटवीन द इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट एंड GSTR टू बी रिटर्न. ओके, सो चिराग जी आज हमारे साथ है. चिराग जी हमारे कल वाले सेशन में भी थे. So this example is very known for Chirag ji, but I am just going to take this example once again for other participants. So importance of reconciliation between input tax credit and the GSTR to be written, and this is also a part of one of the most important part of our compliances. Okay. Suppose just take one example. May 2020 month and June 2020 month. 22 month. Okay. There is one specific input tax credit amounting to rupees 1 lakh, which is related to May month. Okay, which is related to May month, and I have the invoice for that particular input tax credit, that is 1 lakh rupees. Okay, but the same was not reflected in my GSTR to be written. The same reflected in my GSTR to be written in June month. Okay, 2B में जून मंथ में आई. I have claimed the same in May month on the basis of the invoice which is available in my hand. जो मेरे हाथ में invoice है उसके basis पे I have claimed the input tax credit, but the same were reflected in my GSTR to be written in June 2022 month. Okay, so now in this specific situation मैंने claim कर दी. जब वो जून के 2B में आई, at that time मैंने क्या बोला कि सर I have wrongly claimed the input tax credit in May month without reflecting the same in GSTR to be written. सो चलो एक काम करते हैं, वी जस्ट नीड टू मेक अ पेमेंट ऑफ 18% का इंटरेस्ट ऑन दैट 1 लाख रुपीज. ओके, फॉर 1 मंथ. So in that specific situation, I have made a payment of interest 18% of 1 lakh rupees on this excess availment of ITC of 1 lakh rupees in May month. Okay. Now, suppose in 2024, departmental authority has come up with the departmental audit with the business audit. और उसने मुझे बोला कि मिस्टर सचिन यू हैव क्लेम द इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट इन मे मंथ बट द सेम वर रिफ्लेक्टेड इन जून 2022 मंथ. ओके, सो यू हैव रॉन्गली क्लेम द इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट. मैंने बोला यस सर आई हैव रॉन्गली क्लेम बट आई हैड मेड अ पेमेंट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट एट द रेट ऑफ 18% इन द जून मंथ. सो देयर शुड बी नो एनी इश्यू. ओके, सो as per your opinion I have made a correct treatment. Just confirm me once in the chat box that my treatment is correct. Sir, on YouTube, whether my treatment is correct? So in this specific situation, departmental authority will say that Sachin, you have claimed wrongly input tax credit in May month. मैंने बोला yes sir. So now please reverse that input tax credit which you have wrongly claimed. तो मैंने बोला सर जून में जो मैंने क्लेम नहीं की, that was reflected in my GSTR to be written, but I have not claimed the same in June 2020 month. Can I claim the same now? Departmental authority will say that you will not be eligible to claim that input tax rate now because the timeline of section 16 subsection 4 has already lapsed. So in this specific situation, dual impact is there. One is I need to reverse the input tax credit of 1 lakh rupees and I will not be eligible to claim the same now because the timeline of section 16 subsection 4 has already been lapsed. So what will be the what were the correct treatment for that? So इन दिस स्पेसिफिक सिचुएशन व्हेन द अगर आपने मई में उसको गलती से भी क्लेम कर लिया है बट व्हेन यू विल फाइल योर जून रिटर्न फर्स्ट रिवर्स दैट 1 लाख रुपीज इन अदर रिवर्सल एंड क्लेम द सेम दैट 1 लाख रुपीज एंड देन पे 18% इंटरेस्ट, दिस इज द करेक्ट ट्रीटमेंट. दिस इज द ट्रीटमेंट एज पर सेक्शन नंबर 16 सबसेक्शन 2 की कंप्लायंसेस. इज दैट ओके फॉर एवरीवन? The said ITC will be allowed under section number 16 itself, section 16 subsection 2 की non compliances, and they will initiate the proceeding as per section number 73 74. So this example is okay for everyone. Now second question, साहब अभी हम लोगों ने डिस्कस किया आरसीएम इज वेरी क्रूशियल बिकॉज वी नीड टू चेक दैट the complete RCM or the correct RCM has already been paid by the taxpayer or not, or the taxpayer is paying the correct RCM or not. Okay, so for that purpose, how we can analyze that the taxpayer is paying the correct RCM or not? Okay, so for that purpose we need to take the reference of section number 9 subsection 3 of the CGST Act. मुझे section number 9 subsection 3 of CGST Act का reference लेना पड़ेगा. Now what do you mean by this particular section number 9 subsection 3? So government has prescribed a specific list of goods and services. Okay, government has specifically prescribed the list of goods and services, and if your client is dealing with that particular goods and services, in that case recipient will be liable to make the payment of the taxes. That means RCM provision will be applicable in that specific situation. So you just need to do one thing. आप लोग मंथली रिटर्न आपके क्लाइंट का फाइल कर रहे हो, दैट इज कंप्लीटली ओके. फाइलिंग योर जीएसटीआर, जीएसटीआर 3B, जीएसटीआर 1 रिटर्न इज कंप्लीटली ओके. ऑन क्वार्टरली बेसिस और ऑन हाफ ईयरली बेसिस or at least on annual basis, just demand the profit and loss account of your client, trading and profit and loss account. Okay, and just check that person purchase kya hai, direct expenditure kya hai, and all other indirect expenditure. Okay, if the purchase is related to the goods which is mentioned in section number 9 subsection 3, that is like cashew nuts, like BD wrapper, like tobacco leaves, okay, these type of goods are there. In that case, silk yarn, raw cotton. Okay, so these are the goods which is mentioned in section number 9 subsection 3 on which RCM will be applicable. So when you will demand the trading and profit and loss account, you just need to check all the expenditure and the trading wala item that these goods are fall under the definition of section number 9 subsection 3, or you just need to check the various expenditure which is mentioned in the profit and loss account. Suppose there is an expenditure related to legal fees, ask with your client that you have made the payment of this fees to the advocate, in that case RCM will be applicable. If there will be any fees to the director, in that case RCM will be applicable. If there will be any freight expenditure, RCM will be applicable. Okay, if there will be any commission to the direct selling agent, in case of banking company, RCM will be applicable. Okay, so these are the certain examples of expenses which is mentioned in section number 9 subsection 3, goods or services. So just confirm the same, and I suggest that you should demand it on quarterly basis. और जब आप एक से दो बार मांगोगे ना, और जैसे ही आपने उसके नेचर चेक कर लिए, तो उस बंदे के पास में, आपके क्लाइंट के पास में भी ये इंफॉर्मेशन मिल जाएगी कि दीज थिंग्स आई जस्ट नीड टू वेरीफाई. तो फिर वो खुद ही उसको वेरीफाई कर लेगा. इन दैट केस दैट विल बी, इट विल बी वेरी कन्वीनियंट फॉर you. You just need to do this particular exercise for 1 to 2 times. Okay, because उसके आइटम में कोई ज्यादा हेर बदल नहीं होने वाला है. So I suggest that you should do this particular exercise on quarterly basis. So this is my RCM applicability. मैं कैसे चेक कर सकता हूं? Now validity of time of supply through the purchase register. सर मैंने कुछ टेक्निकल पॉइंट्स लिए. आई एम जस्ट गोइंग टू टेक योर मोर 10 to 15 मिनट्स एंड विल कंक्लूड दिस सेशन. ओके, कंप्लायंसेस पर्सपेक्टिव से व्हाट आर द सिली पॉइंट्स ऑन व्हिच वी नीड टू फोकस व्हाइल फाइलिंग द जीएसटी रिटर्न. ओके, दिस इज माय कंप्लायंस हैंडलिंग टेक्निक्स. नाउ what is the validity of time of supply through the purchase register? How I can check the same? कभी आपने आपके क्लाइंट का परचेज रजिस्टर चेक किया है? whether you have checked your the purchase register of your client? Just comment me once in the chat box. Have you checked the purchase register of your client? As we all know that as per section number 16 subsection 2 की condition, I will be eligible to claim the input tax credit only when I have received the goods. Just demand the purchase register of your client, okay, for 1 month, for 2 months, for 6 months, and check at the last day of month, last day or second last day of month. Just check the last day and the second last day of the month, or when you will check the last day and second last day of the month, if you will found any purchase related entry, that person has purchased certain goods from, suppose I am in Rajasthan, and that taxpayer has bought certain goods from Gujarat, and the purchase date is 30th April. In that case, ask your client that you have received the goods, or is it possible to receive the goods from Gujarat in one day? वो बोलेगा नहीं सर, I have not received the same, but I have claimed the input tax credit on the basis of the reflection in GSTR to be written. तो सेक्शन 16 सबसेक्शन 2 की जो कंडीशन है वो सारी फुलफिल होगी. ओनली इन दैट पर्टिकुलर सिचुएशन आई विल बी एलिजिबल टू क्लेम द इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट. जब तक वो सेटिस्फाई नहीं होगी, आई विल नॉट बी एलिजिबल टू क्लेम द इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट. देयर इज रिक्वायरमेंट दैट आई हैव इनवॉइसेस, द सेम इज रिफ्लेक्टेड इन जीएसटीआर टू बी रिटन. आई हैव रिसीव्ड द गुड्स. Okay, tax has already been paid by the supplier and return files. These are the 5 conditions which should be followed before claiming the input tax credit. So in this specific situation, when your client has booked the input tax credit as on 30th April, then just confirm that the same goods you have received. और जब आप ये principle follow करोगे, in that case, कुछ ही टाइम में क्लाइंट की ऐसी आदत बन जाएगी कि साहब जब तक अपने को गुड्स रिसीव नहीं हो, जब तक ट्रांसपोर्टेशन रिसीव नहीं हो, आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू क्लेम द इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट. और अगर आपने ऐसा नहीं किया, इन दैट केस व्हाट विल बी द इम्पैक्ट? जस्ट ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. At the time of business audit, departmental authority will check your purchase register. Okay. And at the time of checking of purchase register, they will check the time of supply. Okay. For claiming the input tax credit as well. They will say that on this 30th April, you have received the goods from Gujarat. So have you received the goods? You have any transportation documents? And on scrutiny of the transportation document, if they found that you have received the goods on 3rd of May, इनपुट क्लेम की 30th April, that means April month में, but you have received the goods on 3rd of May. At that time, you will argue that, sir, agree, we are not eligible, or we were not eligible to claim the same in April month, but we were eligible to claim the same in May month. So just take an interest of 18%. Departmental authority will say that in April month, you have wrongly claimed the input tax credit. So first reverse it. And for May month, the timeline of section 16 subsection 4 has already been expired, so will not be eligible to claim the same. So there is also dual loss. This is a very specific provision. This is a very silly point, but the implication is very huge. So we just need to keep these points in our mind, that how we can keep our client, or how we can save our client. So this point is from input tax credit perspective as well, the analysis of the purchase register. What is the implication of interest and late fees? This is just my suggestion. Okay. Whenever you will file any delayed GSTR 3B return over GST and common portal, okay, in that case, late fees will be automatically calculated, and you will pay that amount. Okay. There is no any issue. But for interest perspective, this amount is not auto calculated. This amount is not auto calculated in that specific situation. If you are going to file any delayed return, then just confirm to pay the interest as well. Because जैसे ही आप कोई delay return file करते हो, the same will be reflected over GST and common portal. At that time, the system will automatically check that the taxpayer has paid the interest or not. Or in that particular situation, if that person has not found the interest payment in case of delayed return filing, that system automatically transfer your case for the scrutiny. और एक बार स्क्रूटनी में केस आया, then your case will be raised for 2 to 3 पैरास. उस केस में वो 3B और 2B का डिफरेंस भी देखेगा, 3B और 1 का डिफरेंस भी देखेगा, आरसीएम की एप्लीकेबिलिटी भी चेक करेगा. सो देयर मे बी चांसेस of multiple implications due to this silly mistake. So just keep in your mind, whenever you are going to file your late return, 3B return, in that case, just confirm to pay the interest. Okay. And interest should be paid with the correct amount. And also one suggestion from my side, that whenever you will receive a particular notice on account of interest and late fees, just confirm the department calculation as well. Many times, that means I can say that in 60 to 70% cases, the interest calculation will be wrong in the particular notice which is issued by the departmental authority. Okay. So just keep this particular thing in your mind. Whenever you will receive the notice, just confirm the calculation logical part as well. What will be the impact of non-submission of the amendment over GST and common portal? If there will be any amendment, or if you will not submit the same within 30 days, in that case, under CGST 25,000, under SGST 25,000 penalty is there. Okay. Also, one suggestion, this is the GST advisory, that you should not use your mail ID and mobile number on GST and common portal. Just take the mobile number and mail ID of your client. Okay. अगर आपको मेल आने में कुछ इश्यू होता है, आप उसकी मेल आईडी में एक बार फॉरवर्डिंग स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं. सो द ऑल जीएसटी एंड रिलेटेड मेल विल ऑटोमेटिकली फॉरवर्डेड टू योर डेडिकेटेड मेल आईडी. ओके. इफ यू वांट द प्रोसेस, you just need to text me. We'll provide you the link of that particular video as well, that how you can initiate or start the forwarding, or you may search the same over Google, you will find out the link. Okay. So now, if there will be any amendment in the principal place of business, in the additional place of business, in the partner, in the director, just confirm that the same should be reported over GST in common portal. Important thing, आपको पता नहीं चलेगा जब तक आपका client आपको नहीं बताएगा. So in this regard, just provide this particular guide to your client, that if there will be any change in your business, in principal place of business, additional place of business, HSN code, whether mobile number, mail ID, director, partner, address, the same should be reported over GST and common portal. You just need to intimate us within 10 working days so that we can upload the same over GST and common portal. This type of advisory we just need to issue with the departmental with our client. What will be the impact of reconciliation of input tax credit or closing balance? Whenever you will file the GSTR 3B return on monthly basis, just confirm one thing: after filing of that GSTR 3B return, whatever will be the closing balance, okay, ITC closing balance over GST and common portal in electronic credit ledger, the same should be reconciled with your books of accounts. Books of account में balance sheet में you will find out duties and taxes. Under that particular head, you will find out the input का balance. The same balance should be reconciled with the GST and common portal का balance electronic credit ledger after filing the GSTR 3B return. Okay. And if there will be any mismatch, I am not saying that there should not be any mismatch. If there will be any mismatch, in that case, no issue. We just need to keep the proper reconciliation of the mismatch. हो सकता है मेरे बुक्स में इनपुट ज्यादा हो और मैंने पोर्टल पे कम क्लेम की हो ड्यू टू reconciliation with the GSTR to be written. So the same difference should be there in your reconciliation with your closing balance of input tax credit of books and the closing balance of GST and common portal, so that your compliances, your reconciliations will be in a perfect way. So these are the important things. These are the important techniques to handle your compliances. First, we need to know the types of returns, GSTR 3B, GSTR 1, that these are my regular work and these are certain special work, one-time work. For that purpose, we need to guide our client that you need to intimate us these particular type of things to us so that we can file the same over GST and common portal. Okay, this is our first task, to handle the compliances in a well manner. Interest late fees का हम लोग ध्यान रखेंगे, और we just need to know one more thing, that if there will be any amendment, we just need to put the same on timely basis on GST and common portal. our GSTR 1 and 3B should be reconciled every time. If there will be any extra invoice, we'll put the same in next month while filing the same in GSTR 1 return with comparison to GSTR 3B return. So this is the crux of this particular session. We have one question. Yes, there is a limit of 5 HSN code. Okay, so HSN code is, you just need to put on GSTN common portal, that is 4 digit का HSN code. Okay, so you just need to cover maximum product. अगर उसमें cover नहीं हो रहे हैं, in that case जिन जिन HSN code से related product और products का आपने business discontinue कर दिया है, you just need to delete that HSN code. Okay, there is no requirement to provide the individual HSN code. You just need to provide the combined consolidated HSN code for the product. Handicraft के business में there are multiple lots of business, lots of items, so you just need to select the head HSN code, that is 4 digit. Okay, if there is any question, any doubt, any point, then you may raise the same in the chat box. You have this chat box. And also one information from my side for all of you. Okay, this is also one request from my side, that in this month of June, from 23rd June to 27th of June, 5 days tak, we have one live certificate course on GST. Okay, and this course is completely based on question and answer mode. Okay, in workbook frame, we'll discuss the each complete GST law in question and answer form only. Okay, and this is a 5 days refresher course. This is a guaranteed batch. If you will not satisfied, we'll return the complete amount. Although this course is just for 299. Okay, the price of this course is 299, and this 299 price is just for your presence. Okay, क्योंकि अगर हम लोग इसको फ्री में रखते, देन कभी आते कभी नहीं आते. This amount of 290 is just for presence. Okay, the actual price of this course is around 10,000 rupees. This is a company sponsored course, hence the price is 299. So I just request everyone, you should join this particular course. Okay, register for this course now so that you can get the study material on time. Okay, so although complete recording of this course will also be provided to you, this is a 5 days refresher course on complete GST law. Okay, we'll cover the complete GST law in 5 days in a practical basis with technical aspects. Okay, so this is from my side. If you have any question, any doubt, you may raise the question, raise the doubt in the chat box. And also at last, I just request your valuable feedback for this particular webinar. Whatever will be your feedback for this particular session, just provide the same in the chat box. I am expecting your feedbacks from each and everyone. Your feedback plays a very important role. And GST refund application, yes, you just need to connect with me, or my WhatsApp number will definitely guide you in that respect as well. I just request your valuable feedbacks in the chat box. Whatever will be your valuable feedback, please provide the same in the chat box. And I also request everyone, please participate in this particular live course on 5 days. On YouTube, please provide your valuable feedback. I have also shared the link to this particular course So if anyone wants to join, then you may join, and this is my suggestion to you, just join this course because this is a guaranteed course. I am expecting valuable feedback from each and everyone. The price of this course 299 is for today only. Okay, so you may register for this course now. When you will click on this specific link, you will automatically get the payment link. Okay, or if you will face any issue, then you may connect over the WhatsApp number I am just going to provide with you. This course is not for advertisement. This course is just for our professional knowledge enhancement. Okay, there is no any target to earn any good money or to earn any amount from you. This is just a specific course. Also from this particular course हो सकता है हम लोग कोई गिफ्ट आपको प्रोवाइड करवा दे with that particular amount. So this is completely a very knowledge enhancing course, and I request everyone to join this particular course. Thank you for your joining. Thank you learning with us, and we'll meet on next Sunday with an another important topic sharp at 5 p.m. So I just expect your presence in the next session as well, and thank you everyone for joining with the passion for the learning. Thank you everyone for joining with us, and goodbye. We'll meet on next Sunday. So enjoy your Sunday evening. Bye bye. Take care, everyone.